do an intro, and then we'll go into a conversation. But first of all, is that you in that painting back there?
Yeah, that's what is it? Dodgeball?
It's what?
Did you ever watch the movie Dodgeball?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, so when Ben Stiller, when the girl comes in and he's pumping his underwear, there's a painting behind him where he's like grabbing the bull by the horns.
That's the painting?
Well, my sister-in-law is actually and like she paints, so I gave her that project. So this is an actual painting, but instead of Ben Stiller, it's my face.
Dude, you are
identical.
It's identical to that?
Identical to it. I fucking side to side. It's exactly, man. She got down.
Well, you are a champion, my friend. Oh my God, 100%. That's why you are where you are, my friend. You have the ideas. You ready for the reveal then?
Let's do this.
Oh
shit.
We'll just do the reveal first before I even do the intro. Look at this. Ready? There you go.
Damn.
Can you see him? Can you see him?
Oh, yeah. Exactly how the picture looks.
Dude, these are freaking. Does this look like a taqueria, right? Like a full-on taqueria.
Oh, no, that's what I was asking. Why didn't you tag anybody?
Dude, so get this. This is some of what I want to talk to you about. So let me do the intro. We will start the show. I want to talk to you about this. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RaysFlavs Podcast Network. We are happy that you are listening today. This is going to be another amazing show. We've got an amazing guest today. This man has 22,000 followers on Instagram, over 250 subs on YouTube. That's crazy. YouTube's a beast. Nobody can get it. That's crazy. Well respected in the food community. Okay. If you think I know where to eat in LA, I'm nothing compared to this guy. This guy knows. You tell him what corner of LA, he's going to tell you exactly where to go to eat whatever you want to eat. He's going to know. He is the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Alex Orozco, the Food Hoodie. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, man, it's amazing to be here. I always thank everybody for giving me a voice because like not only you basically share me with your familia,
100%.
And the bigger we can get, the bigger we can help the more people, and that's basically my mission statement.
Yeah, even more so with social media, the way you're doing it, the way I'm doing it, all natural, all organic. The people that we have on our channel, I mean from small like mine to big like yours, it's familia, it's friends, it's family, it's people we actually can engage with in a full community.
Yeah. I mean, and to tell the truth, I mean, even at 22,000 followers, I mean, I've been in the game for 7 years. So
yeah, so it's a marathon. To
the social media world, my numbers ain't nothing.
Damn.
But I mean,
to me, it's like, wow. Whoa.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get it, because, like, yeah, but when it comes to like, once you become a business and things like that,
yeah,
it's like, I mean, 22,000, it's nothing, you at least have to be like 1 million plus. But I think, like we are breaking barriers because even at 22,000 followers, like I've been, blessed to work with some of the biggest names like McDonald's, Carl's Jr., Panda Express, Remy Martin, and
some businesses.
And and with all these, I think I have about maybe like 12 partnerships, collaborations that I've worked with, like I said, names like that. I mean, to add to the list is there's like Tommy's, LAFC, ACFC,
Tommy's Burgers.
Yeah.
Damn.
I actually shot a little video for them.
No way.
Yeah, I shot a little video. Like, I was, I had a friend that, obviously I have, see, that's the kind of friends you want to be around. The people that are gonna, put your name out there to succeed. And 100%. One day I had a friend tell me like, hey, I should connect you and Bob together. I'm like, who's Bob? Like, Bob, the stepson of the stepson of Tommy's.
What, like Tommy Jr.? Step Tommy Jr.?
Exactly, the stepson. So
damn.
So yeah, man.
That's as high up there as you get with that company. That's like right in there. And Tommy's is a legit company. That's like,
no, yeah. No, I mean, dude, I grew up eating
we
Tommy's.
grew up with that.
Yeah, I grew up here in right here. What is it? On Roscoe and Roscoe, and I want to say shit. What's that?
Is it the Rampart?
No, it's no. That's the original one.
That's the original Rampart.
Yeah, the original. Yeah. Well, that's where we shot because they wanted. They definitely wanted to film at the original Tommy's where like it all started. I think Beverly and Rampart, right?
Yeah, Beverly and Rampart. And then I grew up in Whittier, so the one that I used to go to when I was a kid was in Pico, like right there on Whittier Boulevard. It's crazy, like constantly.
No, like I said, I grew up eating over here, out here in the hood of Panorama City. Like that was. I mean, you know what's up, man. Like that was like
that's LA. That's the LA scene.
Party, like everybody was there, like every day their mama, all kinds of shit happened.
Oh yeah, you're either gonna do Tommy's, which means you got some money. You've got a Tommy's burger with some chili on it, and then if you're like coins that night, then you run over to AM/PM and you get the freaking $1.99 burger with like just pickles in it and maybe an ounce of ketchup, and it's in like this foil, and then you just scarf that down because you're so drunk or hungover, like you just at 2 a.m. You're just like scarfing that down, and it tastes so good at 2 a.m. AM/PM burgers will get you there. It's not the best, but it'll get you there if on the cheap. Just a little tip out there. Foodie tips.
You know what I'm talking about.
Foodie tips all night long here. I wanted to talk to you about the tacos that I revealed earlier. These tacos right here, my friend. These look pretty good, right?
Oh man, I mean, like I said, they look exactly like the picture. So I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna take a bite. I'm gonna take a quickie.
You gotta give us that food porn, man. Like the close up.
Like the what?
Close up.
Oh, close up. See, I'm learning. Everything is about foodie today. Okay, here we go. Go close.
There you go.
Is that it?
Well, no, it's so funny that to find out that we've been coming across a lot of people that they say like that's the it factor. Like there's 2 it factors. There's the bite, like when I do like a bite close up, and then like the ending, which is so make sure you guys come out, support, and tell them that the Hood Foodie sent you.
You're gonna do that at the end, by the way. Don't say that one right there. You're actually gonna lead us out.
Hey, bro, it's a trip, man. Like I said, I don't know where this is all heading. Like for me,
it's the best outro ever.
Well, yeah, and I feel and it's like the people that like fuck with us, man. They fuck with us, man.
I used to do that too. I used to be like, tell them RaysFlavs sent you. Like, I wouldn't say it like you said, but I would say, tell them RaysFlavs sent you. Like I'd say that when I did my videos and stuff out. Yeah, but man, dude, guess where that taco's from? It's not like you think that's like a legit taqueria, right? Right. Well, check this.
I was like, why didn't you tag anybody, bro? Like,
it's not. Check this out. This is the thing that I wanted to talk to you about. This is a very serious subject we're going to talk about right now. So, a lot of the taquerias, not all of them, some of them have been dropping the ball, bro. Some of them have been going on the cheap with the meat, low quality meat. Not all of them, not the big guys, but some of them. And so what's happening is these burger places are taking the ball and running with it like hardcore, like. These Greek guys, they got the Mexican cooks, of course, in the back. We're in the back all the time cooking. Yeah. So they get quality carne asada. So this is from a burger place, Classic 9 Burgers on Telegraph. Freaking amazing carne asada. I would never normally, I'm telling you, last year never would touch it. But there's this trend. Even Charlie's Best in Fullerton on Euclid. It's a burger place. They're buying quality meat. All the chefs are Mexican anyways. So they're chopping it up and it's freaking amazing, bro. So while the taquerias are dropping the ball because things are expensive, the classic burgers and stuff like that are coming in the game.
That's a new one. Hey, you learn something new every day. Damn.
Try it. I'm telling you, trust me. It's going to be amazing. Oh man, but that's great. But the other thing you got to have that's most important with your tacos is a orange Fanta.
Oh, so no, yeah, trust me. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I'm diabetic. As soon as I found out I was pre-diabetic, Like I shit you not, like I was drinking like about 2 liters a day.
Before or after?
Before. Oh no, before. Once they told me that I was pre-diabetic.
I was gonna say, you said like once I found out I was diabetic, I drank like 2 liters. Like you're supposed to be the opposite.
Like before that, and yeah, man, like I just like once we get into the story deeper, how I stopped alcohol from one day to the next. Like I knew that I had to change something with my sugar, because if not, like
Wow,
it's like, yeah. But
that's
no,
crazy.
I get it, the taquitos, but even like una like a nice chill cold glass bottle of Coca-Cola, or like
Yeah,
strawberry Fanta, or like the naranja. Oh, dude, like
that's how the gente do
I can still taste that shit.
Yeah, like the paisa, like the true gente, when they're working, it's a Coca-Cola. But when they're at the home, like chilling, it's a Fanta. It's like that's the thing. Dude, so let's get into it. Like 7 years ago, you decide to become a foodie or a food influencer. What was the original thought behind that? What were you thinking back then, like 7 years ago?
No, it actually found me. I wasn't looking for
Oh,
this. I gotta start off where I feel like I'm a very unique story, because
please.
most of the stories that I hear around me, it's like everybody kind of planned their shit. Like I did it. And I think, so, and I think it stems back in the days when my parents passed away, like me coming out right at high school,
Hmm.
and
Sorry for
then
that.
I knew that there was something that was off about me. So I was basically given to the world. I felt like I was lost soul. The only way that I was coping with it was because it was with alcohol. That was something that played a huge role in my household. They took my dad out. When he tried to stop drinking, like that's when like everything, like cirrhosis,
So
everything just.
so when he tried to stop drinking, it was already too late at that time.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
and it's so funny because even the doctor told us, he's like, damn, like if he would have kept drinking, because the thing is, like, we would always encourage him like to stop drinking, but you gotta
Hmm.
understand, man, he started like at like 13, 15 years old, and he had never stopped.
He started at 13, young
Oh yeah,
like me.
very super young, super young.
Yeah, I mean, give people an idea of a typical Mexican party, and this isn't like like putting a circle around our gente or anything like that. But typical party, we have parties every weekend, baptismo, divorciados. People get divorced, people get married. No matter what, we're having parties, and the kids are running around. There's kids everywhere, and there's drinks on the table. And at some point, if you're like me and probably like yourself, and we'll get into it, but I picked up a vodka or a beer at 10 years old, and it never ended until freaking I'm celebrating 15 years as of June 10th because of my daughter. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So it's a struggle, bro. So I understand, man. So your pops, he started very young. When you tell a man to stop drinking in a Mexican household and we're having parties every weekend, it's a shocker, right? It's not your norm. When you go to a Mexican party, pretty much there's Coronas, Modelos, everything, tequila, everything's happening. And if you're not part of that, it's kind of like being the alien in the corner, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
so
yeah.
you told your dad. So people try to encourage your dad to stop drinking, and then what happened?
Well, no, yeah. I mean, what I've realized it throughout this journey of life, it's like, you're not gonna do anything unless you don't want to do it. And I feel like maybe he was also tired of like the life that he was leading, and like, he's like, screw it, I'm gonna listen to my children, and then doctor comes back at us like, okay, it's been 6 months, blah blah blah. Obviously that's always like half the time, but
So
it's
they
a
told him at that point he had 6 months to live.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And then, and it was funny because even the doctor was like, well, shit, like if he would have kept drinking, he at least had a good 5 more years in him. Like, so
Wow. I was gonna say that's so weird that when your body is used to a certain chemical for so long, the withdrawals are crazy. I remember my
yeah,
grandfather would convulsate and he would throw things. He would be pissed, more angry. And the same for me. It was a really weird like a transition, like how you react with people and stuff like that. And And so it's interesting how your body gets used to something, and then when it gets taken away, it's almost a shock to the body at that time.
Oh, we'll trip out on this. Like my dad passed away when I was 19. My mom passed away the next year, and I feel it
Next
was
year?
and yeah, the year after that, and I feel it's because what that whole thing that they say about when two soulmates find when two people that find each other that are soulmates, like
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like she was sad, and she
What
yeah.
did she, what is the, I believe 100% in that, what you just said. What was the scientific, like, what did they say she passed away of?
Oh no, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Pancreatic cancer.
That for that one, there's no survivors. At least not.
Yeah. But it's true. It's true, bro. Dude, the emotions that hit you when a person passes away, and when you have been with that person for so many years. My father passed away in September, and my mom is still kind of like out of it, like not 100% there, kind of out of it. She's working still, got back to work and stuff, but still it's a tough thing. And so you're right. It probably really affected your mom in that way.
And yeah, and for me, I think there's still effects because I feel like there's a lot of denial. Like I still haven't, like, I don't know. It was just I don't know. It was just like I still feel like there's a lot of denial.
Denial in what sense? Like in the fact of the way they passed, how they passed, how young you were, or what?
I don't know. I don't know if that's kind of like the part of the trauma because now that obviously I've gone to psychologists, psychiatrists, and all that, and one of the things is that it's like the reason why you can't remember things of if the reason why you can't remember your past sometimes could be something because your brain is it blocks any trauma that happened during your youth.
Well, yeah, you were young, bro. You were 19 years old. You were doing your thing. You were just out of high school, kind of at that time. And the last thing a young person wants to think about is the parent's death. It's hard for adults to understand, and even at my age to I lost two friends last year. I lost two friends during the COVID period. I lost an older gentleman friend of mine, mentor, during that time as well, and then my dad. So even at an old age like myself, like dealing with death, it's tough. It's nothing that you can like, and nobody can say like, well, I know what you're going through. I had Mondo on the show. I don't know if you know him, Fat Perps. He's a barbecue guy, and he came in here and he talked about the death of his son. And I said, yeah, nobody can really tell you like I know what you're going through, right? He's like, no, because my experience is my experience, your experience is your experience, and that's the same thing for yourself. Like you were young, nobody can understand the type of experience that you went through, bro.
No, and it's funny you say that because I remember that time. I was just like, you can fucking tell me sorry for the loss and this and that, but you're not understanding me because I'm the one that's experiencing it at the moment. Like,
Right.
as much as we want to be like, oh yeah, like we accept everything, yeah, man, it's especially a parent, man. It's like like you're just or maybe it's the individual. Maybe I had a bad day those 2 days, and I just yeah, man, it just yeah, it's but the reason why I kind of throw that out because it just plays a huge role on all my kind of livelihood basically.
Yeah, lately you've been sharing a lot about your mental health, and thank God you have, because people like myself, I've gone through anxiety my whole life, and I don't think people understand the type of struggle that it is. For example, like you have tell people like you have bipolar depression. So give people, because we can scientifically say, well, go ahead and say scientifically what that is, and then follow that up with how it feels when you have that type of feeling.
I mean, shit. I mean, scientifically, I don't know how to word that, but
okay, then just tell us how you feel, because
yeah, man, like all I know is that I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys see it on social media too. You know, like I have my highs and then I get my lows. So
Yeah.
obviously that's what bipolar, is. And with that, you add a little bit of depression, and it's like, you start, doubting yourself. It's just you start isolating yourself, and you just, like I said, and I said this, I said this on a post earlier. It's like, I know sometimes it's easier said than done, because I know that sometimes when I'm in that zone, like in that depression zone, my fucking last thought is to fucking reach out to people,
Hmm.
because I'm like in this little box, like
You
in
just,
darkness,
wow.
you know.
Wow.
So and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like I now it's now that I'm actually, you know, acknowledging it, I think maybe that's more of a bad thing, because now I'm understanding it a little bit more, and it's like, damn, like I just hope there's one day that God, knock on wood, that like, I don't know, like I might not have control of this shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like I can
Yeah.
confidently say right now that, like, I'm always gonna, make sure I'm always gonna, fight for us. I'm always gonna, can't stop, won't stop familia for life. But like,
It's hard.
it's hard to say, like,
Yeah.
like where this will take. Like I don't know, because you see it on TV every day, like, and it's like perfectly, perfect people, but it's just it's shit that plays with your mind, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I think,
and I feel like, my familia has given me a platform, so it's only fair for me to do my part. And because I didn't know, the first person that put me on a podcast, they asked me questions. I spoke about my mental health.
mm,
I spoke about my children with autism. I spoke about diabetes, the elephant in the room when it comes into the foodie world. I was talking about topics that were kind of like, thrown under the rug. And it's like, I only to now realize that I've always, even when I used to work in my 9 to 5, which I probably got to go back, but I would always, be the voice of the people.
even
And
at the work site.
exactly, now it's
Awesome.
like, to get back to the story of the Hood Foodie, so yeah, so alcohol played a huge role in my household. So I got tired, and I said, this is it. Like, I'm done with this person. So I trained my mind, and I stopped drinking from one day to the next.
How old were you so you
36,
you were how old?
36.
36, 36.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
I'm talking about, yo era bien pedo. Like, I was like, my family would find me like in the front porch, have
Oh,
gay,
man.
my friends, took me home and just left me there.
Yeah.
To being incarcerated, DUIs,
No
crashing
way,
into
bro.
the five divider. No,
Whoa.
if I would have kept drinking, I would not be here right
No way. That's crazy,
now. And
dude.
knock on wood that, like nothing else, it took it to a different level where I might have hurt somebody else. Like I said, at 36, I was just tired of that life, and I from one day, bro, just I stopped, and I have never looked back. People are like, "Oh, aren't you gonna drink again?" Like, I don't
Jesus.
like. I know my relationship with alcohol.
Tesla, yeah, we can't. Like guys like me and you, we cannot. Like not one little drop, not one little shot. No. Like don't if you're listening to this, please don't offer any alcohol for any celebration,
Oh,
for
no, oh,
anybody's
no. I mean, if we're just
birthday.
shooting the shit and like nobody knows, like I'm good. Like, like I could be at a bar, I could be at a nightclub, and I can be around alcohol.
Yeah, I could be you could be around it
Yeah.
after a certain point. It took us time. I'm sure it took you time. It took me time to be even like around because I was a musician, so I was in bars, I was playing all over LA, so it was harder for me. It was a little bit challenging for me, but you get through it and you're able to hang around with it, and then it's funny because you get to look at everybody else falling out.
Oh yeah, that was me right there.
Yep, exactly, dude.
So yeah,
That's
so I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is the opportunity to start working on myself. And this is when we go back of like, I always felt that there was something off about me, right? So I went to a psychiatrist and they diagnosed me with bipolar depression. And then, started taking meds. And a week later, I end up during lunchtime at work contemplating suicide in my Ford Raptor.
Oh my God.
And the only reason why I didn't drive off it was because there were so many employees that we were double parking. And somebody was parked in front of me. If not, I don't know where I would have taken that, like that truck. And Raptor, bro, like the Raptor can make do some damage.
Oh yeah, it's a Dodge Raptor. Yeah, those
No,
things are beat.
Ford Raptor.
Oh, Ford Raptor. Oh, those things are like a big truck.
Oh no, bro, and luckily, I wasn't able to drive off. I was there, like calling my siblings because I had to build up to tell my wife, and I finally did, and she's like, just stay there. Once you get out of work, I promise you I'll take you to get the help you need. Ended up in a 5152 hole, and all they were doing was fitting me more medication. And I was like, wait a minute, this is what's causing this. Like, this is what's making me feel this way. So as soon as they lifted the 5152 hold, I stopped the medication. I was depressed for months. And then, social media was hitting hard, man. Like, fashion, lifestyle, food, Instagram had just started. And then I was like, shit, I could take pictures. And I think I was trying to get away from everything that I had just experienced. So I was like, I could take pictures. So I started taking pictures, and it just so happens that it was like Lenchitas in Pacoima, Carrillos in San Fernando, like all these little mom and pop shops in my hood of the 818.
Nice.
And next, I get kicked out to LA, the mecca of the.
What do you mean you get kicked out to LA?
Yeah, like because I'm promoting all my my little mom and pop shops in the hood of the 818.
Uh-huh.
So then LA starts reaching out to me.
Oh, okay. So people start seeing what you're doing, and they want you to come out to them. That's crazy.
Wait.
How long did that take? So you're 36. You start the channel. 7 years.
Like, trust me, I started late. Right now, I'm ya estoy viejito. Let's put it that way.
Well, I don't want to tell you how old I am. If you think you're old, then I don't want to tell you how old I am. So because I just started like what was it? February 2020. Just before the pandemic.
Don't let them tell you that it's never too late, dog.
Awesome. We need each other. Oh man. Dude, that is the best thing that I think could have happened to you, because
dude, trip up.
Tell me why. I know why I think so, because it took you somewhere else.
So I get kicked out, right? I get kicked out up there, and like the first restaurant, like, oh my God, the Hood. Like I think I was like at 1,000 followings, and people are like, oh my God, the Hood Foodie. Like, like I was like, what?
Yeah, dude, 1,000's good. Like once you're at 1,000, then everybody knows you. All the restaurants want you.
So and it seems like it's every like small business story where like they reach out to like 20 different people, and these are like huge accounts. But it's not only till I stop there that everybody and their mama wants to stop there, So it was kind of like
it was working.
Yeah. Like, and this was like the first restaurant that I hit up in LA. Like, the first one, I blew it up. I was bringing people like Rain is Crazy, first at LA, my girl Ashley, first at LA, like all these people.
So the first restaurant you hit in LA blows up immediately. So they're like, what did the owner think?
Oh no, it was good, but I let's just say, I couldn't stay, I had to go. I got, that taught me something, because, that taught me not to stop. Because it took time from all these other people that I could have been showing love to. Like now, and now it's my mentality is more like, I'm out here trying to show love to the world. Like I can't stop.
Oh, so before you were really focused on that area, one small area.
Oh, no, just shit happened. The good, with success, the good, the bad, and the ugly, happens, and I have principle.
Give me an example, not the one you don't want to talk about, but the one that where because guys like me are just trying to figure it out. Like you're out there and a lot, because I've been in the business world, a lot of good people are going to meet you, but a lot of bad people are going to meet you. What are some of the pitfalls that some new foodies could run into out there?
Oh man, it's I can't. I mean, everybody to their own. Everybody. That's why like I manage my account a certain way, so I have to respect how everybody else respect. Manages their shit. But I mean, what's worked for me is my intuition.
What do you mean by that?
I've gotten to the point where I can kind of feel vibes and like energies and obviously I mean the streets knows everything or whatever you
Yeah.
want to call
Well,
it.
how do you like start from like how you approach a restaurant? Like, give me some tips on that. What are the like? So what happens to you? Like most of the time, you happen to be eating there, like me, or you actually go to there because you have a purpose.
Oh no, when it comes to the restaurants, I mean it got to the point where like people just started reaching out.
Oh,
Like,
and then
"Hey,
they'd have
Hoodie,"
you call. They'd have
yeah,
you
like
come
"Hey,
down.
Hood Foodie, I would love for you to try my dish and this and that. Like,
So you're eating for free?
I would say 90% of the time people get offended if I try to pay.
Wow, that's freaking awesome. That's huge right now, especially right now because everything's so expensive. That's freaking
Oh
awesome.
no, trust me, bro. Like we started with one plate. Now they fucking bring out the motherfucking house.
Nice. That's the level we want to get to. That's the listeners that are listening right now. That's what you want to get to, where they bring out like the whole table's full of food, carne asada, the freaking everything, like carnitas, the chorizo, everything, the whole thing's everything. They bring out the noodles even.
And see, that's what the Hood Foodie brought to me, because at that point, I didn't need medication. My
Yeah.
medication was the love that the people fucking give me to this day.
Nice.
Like that shit, like that's why no matter what, regardless of what the shit that I'm going through, like I'm never gonna stop us. I'm never like it's just till the wheels fall off. It's like, yeah.
Does it help you like for me it helps like if I'm feeling like that way, like yesterday we were both feeling that. It was weird, like you were feeling that way, I was feeling that way. It's kind of rainy in the morning a little bit. It was like the moon was kind of big. I don't know if that has anything weirdly to do with it, but we were both feeling that way because we were talking on Instagram. And for me, it helps to like jump on live. Like instead of like hiding or like, cause we can go like gonzo, like I don't want to talk to anybody. But for me, it helps me to jump on live and just talk to people. And it seems like you have that connection. Like when you go on live, it doesn't seem like you're just like doing a show. It seems like you're talking literally to me or to the audience, and they have this connection with you. Do you think that helps you a lot? That's kind of a little bit of therapy for you?
Hey, like I said, man, like my familia has given me a voice. I know that I have a platform. I mean, like I said, like I was telling you earlier, like it's crazy because now like I'm kind of like starting to analyze, the triggers, but sometimes I mean, it's kind of actually scary to even like realize what the triggers are, because it's like, like I was telling you, it's like, I can promise you guys that nothing will ever happen. But sometimes I feel like there could be a day where I might not have control. That's how scary, mental health, struggles are. And that's why I'm putting my part. And in doing so, me putting out there, guess what? Fucking, I see the people that fucking love me and care for me. And what did I tell you today? Let's fucking rock and roll.
Let's do it. We're back, and you gave me a big one of these, the freaking emoji of this, and we were like, "Let's do this. Let's freaking knock this out of the water." Is what I said. I was like, "Damn, let's do this." But it's good. It's important. It's a double-edged sword. It's awesome. It's strong because you're helping it. You get this love from it, but you're also helping other people. Like you got 22,000 people. I'm sure there's a few people that have mental illness out at 22,000 because a lot of people have mental illness. I have anxiety as well. The thoughts that you're talking about and that I've also dealt with myself, these are thoughts that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy. Am I right?
Bro, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
That's how I describe it.
Yeah, como en español es ni tu peor enemigo se lo deseo yo. No, ni me apió. Chingadera. Yeah, something like that.
Say it in English.
No, it's exactly what you said.
Because I've talked to other people. I have friends that have the same thing, like anxiety and stuff. Because the thoughts that you had, and what was interesting, another friend of mine told me, because the thoughts that you have, people with anxiety, people with bipolar disorder, those sort of things, those are just thoughts. And they're not the thoughts, they tend to be not the thoughts that you and your character and who you are as a person are. And that's what pisses you off, because it's like you're thinking about stuff that you would never do, you would never want to do, you would never want to be around, and it pisses you off, and it kind of just spins your motor in your brain, and you're just going, whoa, 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 and you're like, what is that? Where did that thought come from? But I think what was cool that this guy told me, he's like, that's not you. The difference between like a psychotic dude, like a guy that's going to kill somebody or go off and do something bad, is he doesn't know that he has a problem. He just thinks, this is cool, I'm going to go shoot somebody, I'm going to do something crazy, I'm going to hurt somebody. People like me and you who have anxiety or bipolar disorder, we have thoughts, and that's all they are. But sometimes that's the struggle, right? It's like getting past those thoughts.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, just what, 2020, I tried medication for the second time, and thinking that, like, oh, maybe like the first one, didn't work. And, they're telling me that if I try a few, we can get to the, to the right one. So I take, medication for the second time, and
It just made it worse, right?
7-month depression.
Jesus.
24/7.
Oh.
Trust me. Once I experienced that, all these little episodes haven't been shit. But like I said, now that I'm kind of trying to look at the triggers, like why it's happening and things like that, it's like, yeah, man, this shit's real, man, and we need to fucking bring awareness to it. Because
do you think like it's, I know where you are, because it's kind of like these steps. Like first it's like figuring out you have it. And then as you're going through it and you're analyzing it, now it's worse, because now you're, for me, like anxiety, OCD, I'm thinking about it more. And it's like, and then that could trigger me for a day, and I could be gone for a day just thinking about it. So it's tough. Like we're at that, me and you, I think, are at the same thing where we're like, now we know, but now there's days where we just think about it. For me, thankfully, most of the times it happens, the anxiety, the OCD, the anxiety attacks, for me, thankfully, it's more time in between.
yeah.
It wasn't always like that. It was almost every day, but now there's a lot more time between. Yesterday was one of those days. So to give anybody out there some hope, I don't think it's the medication. I really don't. I think it's the time. And I'm starting to really, like yourself, I'm starting to really understand myself and be okay with that. And I think after a time, and I hope I'm right, I hope I don't to do something, to just go into some crazy depression, but I think that these things strengthen us. I think that God gives us these things to strengthen us, to build character. And I think there's a verse, I'm not great at the Bible, but there's a verse in there that talks about how adversities kind of build you up and build your character. And I think that's sometimes what happens to us after time.
Oh no, like I said, like I preach this journey like God's plan, because remember, before 36, I was in the dump. And as soon as I decided to change, and I said that I wanted to put my part, he blessed me with the Hood Foodie. And like you say, like, not only am I healing myself, but I'm healing others. And I don't even know how I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. Like,
yeah,
this is not planned. Like, I mean, it's this shit found me. Like, and it's so crazy because people don't, a lot of people don't know this, or I don't know if it doesn't get enough out there, but like, I don't even know how I got into the foodie game. I mean, I'm, you know, growing up, I was such a picky eater, and I don't know how to cook. But
And now
like,
you're trying all these things.
exactly. But now it's, you know, because he put me in this journey. Now it's like, okay, it's only fair for me to try the food the way that it's prepared. How, you know, because, you know, and it started opening up my palate to a lot of new flavors that I didn't know. Maybe I didn't want to know existed. I was afraid, but now it just opened up a whole kind of whoop ass. Like I just, you know, like I can tell, you know, before I wouldn't eat seafood, and now I can tell you where like my favorite like scallop and lobster, you know.
Dang.
So, but like it's been molding me too. You know, it's definitely been molding me, and to the person that you see before us, and now it's like, you know, from a person that doesn't even know what direction it's going, it's just, I'm just, you know, taking it wherever it's taking it because it feels good, to like, you know, there's people that are like, you know, trying so hard to get into like, you know, TV or whatever, and it's like I got fucking producers hitting me up.
Yeah, you weren't you like talking to the Food Network guy the other day?
No, it was some other company, but oh yeah, Ali Khan.
Yeah, you were talking to him. You were like on live with
Yeah.
him.
But well, no, Ali, he's done like, he gets booked for like, you know, the cooking channel. He's known for Cheap Eats. That's like the biggest thing that he's known for.
Cheap Eats.
Cheap Eats. You know, just recently did what is it? Spring Roll Championship, something like he hosted it on Food Network.
Wow.
But yeah, he's out there trying like me, dog. Like, you know, like we're trying to make it big. But like I said, like now I got like TV producers telling me like, you got what TV wants. Like we just gotta be confident that you can transition from Instagram to a 30-minute episode, and we'll have you sign on the dotted line.
Damn. Well, we're on 40 minutes right now, so you can do this. We can do this. Fantastic, dude.
And
that's awesome.
And that's what, dude, God's plan. Like he gave me a second chance, like no other. Like, and you know, once the Hood Foodie started, it was like, it started as like a little snowball effect, and it hasn't stopped. And
that's
I don't see it stopping. I feel like we're just getting started, because, you know, like there's always, so it feels like sometimes I talk out of my ass, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna show love to the world, and now I'm over here trying to, you know, plan like how, you know, going to other cities, other countries, everywhere, bro. Like we're gonna show love to the world.
Are you gonna do this on your own, or you got these producers helping you out?
I gotta make people believe. They're still not there.
So you're gonna do.
There's some that are, but what I've learned in this life, that the only person that's gonna make you is yourself. You gotta
grind it out.
You gotta make people believe.
Nice.
Like until they see the shit, then they're gonna become believers. So yes, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to launch the Hood Foodie World Tour. You know, we're gonna start in Chicago because it has a special place in my heart. My dad used to live out there, so we're gonna launch it in Chicago, and then, you know, hit different cities in the U.S. and then, you know, take it, you know, once we go international, hit up Mexico, and then wherever the world wants to see us.
Talk about that, because I remember hearing you talk about that, the Hood Foodie World Tour. You're gonna start going to restaurants in other states now.
I mean, we already started, actually. I mean, what was it, a while ago? I went to Chicago to meet with some of the personnel from McDonald's, because I was trying to get, you know, trying to put some work in, and it was crazy because our, you know, our flight was delayed because there was a strike going on because of COVID and all that.
Oh wow!
So, you know, there was like flights delayed or canceled, and then so I got detoured from, like, I think it was Arizona to Charlotte, and then Chicago. And then I had this feeling, because I shit you not, like every city that we stopped at, there was people that knew us.
What?
And I was like, wait a minute, is this already like the Hood Foodie?
They already know your face?
Huh?
They already knew what you look like, everything?
Oh, bro, I get people here, like I get or we see you all the way up here in Oregon, man. You're killing it, bro. Like, bro, I don't even know. That's why, like, I trip up because I look at my numbers, bro, and like I said, it's not big social media numbers, right? But hey, man, you'd be surprised of how many people know me, dog. I go out there and it's like, like,
you don't got a 22,000. You've got a solid 22,000, bro. You've got to spread it out. It's all over the country. People know you.
The way that I preach it to brands is that don't look at the numbers, because my familia is equivalent to 1 million followers or more.
Nice.
So it's like, because we do have an impact. Like, dude, like I hear stories. I hear like, like I hear, restaurant owners like, oh yeah, people came in here like sound at the hood. That's what he said to me. I'm like, what the, like,
awesome.
It's definitely the familia that's the it factor when it comes to the Hood Foodie, and sometimes I feel like, this was, created by the people for the people, and but now it's gotten to the point where like, this is my passion. This is what I love doing. Like,
nice.
Why can I make it a career? Like what, I know there's like, there's a thing with like, social media and hitting up, food at restaurants. But then at the same time, it's like, if you love what you do and you get paid for it, why can't I do that shit? But I also get it. I also get that, and I get that, there's people that, sometimes have different intentions. So sometimes it's difficult to trust people.
Yeah, that's the thing about the more people the more shadiness you're going to have on the outskirts but you have this core of community, and I someone like you, I don't think it's going to be it's going to be impossible for you to forget your core. And that's what's going to drive your brand, bro, is that you're coming from the core community that you have, and you're pushing it into the sphere of the metaverse or whatever it's going to be, all over the country, all over the world. And so it's a powerful movement. And if you stick with that core energy, it's unstoppable. You understand that, right?
Dude, I get so excited because then I'm thinking like, dude, like if I'm getting this much love just in LA, in LA, imagine once we fucking start showing love to the world.
You got something. I was going to ask, I had a question written down about like when you knew you had something. Like that was going to be my question, but you messed it up. You know why? Because your first freaking restaurant, you knew it was good. So
going back to that story, like, so, like I said, he reached out to a bunch of people, big influencers. Nobody reached out. I was the only one. And, he had like, management, marketing skills. So he's like, hey, would you like to, certify my restaurant? We'll start creating dishes under your name. So I started creating, I started certifying restaurants, creating dishes with people I was helping support. Like there's a
explain how that works. You help them create dishes. They name it the Foodie burger or what? And how does that work?
Hood Foodie breakfast burrito or
Oh
no, yeah. There's been a few dishes out there. Actually, hashtag another Hood Foodie creation. There you go.
And then how do you certify? What do you mean you certify them?
Well, no, this dude, like, he was like, would you like to certify? I mean, who was I to say, oh no, I don't want to certify your, we were, like I said, we were breaking barriers.
So that was just a word. It wasn't like the blue check on Instagram. It was just
no.
certified by word of mouth.
It was like certified by the Hood Foodie,
which is a lot. And if there's a video behind it, that's what that probably means. Like there's he's behind this product, and then boom, they're gonna buy it.
And like I said, I brought people to that place, and I just started creating dishes, from burritos to tortas to shit, you name it, burgers. McDonald's reached out to us at 3,000 followings, which was kind of unheard of.
Holy
Like I was getting
crap.
invited to events with like these people with like 100,000 followings, and I feel like that's kind of what started my network too. Like with being, just being
They
who
have
I
nice
was.
cameras. They're like, they know how to edit and everything.
Being with these big influencers, and I basically won most of their hearts, and like I said, once you're placed in a room of people that are going to put you out there, I mean, damn, there's still real ones out there, so
There's it's a trip. Do you know Earns, Life with Earns?
yeah, of course.
Dude, he's such a great guy. Dude, every since I started the channel, he's talked to me, he's encouraged me, just like you. The foodie community is really tight knit, and they're really cool, like people. Like they'll talk to you, they'll talk back. That's from my experience. I mean, I've had good experiences. Maybe I'm early in the game, that's why I'm saying that. But so there's a way to kind of get in the door if you find some cool people like Life with Earns, like you. There's some other.
I mean, look, I'll tell you one thing. Like my shit, if I wanted 1 million followers, I could get 1 million followers. I could call my peers and like, hey, bro, how do you do this shit, dog? But that's not me, right?
Yeah.
And then just like somebody the other day, like somebody like told me, oh look, this is my daughter. She's an influencer, blah blah blah. Like any word of advice, and I was like, well, yeah, like the only thing that I can give you advice on is just be yourself. Like I've never had to try.
You're also a very good interviewer. You may not know this because you're actually saying my questions before I even ask them. that was gonna be my next question. Like, what advice would you give to a new? So there it is, people. Be yourself, and that's huge. Why do you think that is? I mean, for me, I would say that's because, for me, being a podcaster, and the reason why I do it and the reason why I talk to all different individuals, because I believe in my heart, every single person has a very unique individual story, and they all have a certain passion for something. And that's why I do it. So do you think that plays out in the social media world? Like if somebody has a unique story, they can kind of use that and create a brand behind themselves and blow up, right? That's your story.
Like I said, like I wasn't. That's why people when people tell me they found you, like, no. The Hood Foodie found me. Like the Hood Foodie, like I said, he's healed me. Like I've learned to love myself. I'm in a Zen state of mind. Like, yes, like life doesn't stop for us. Like we still go through shit. Like I go through shit like everybody else. It's just how do you get up from that? How do you keep going? And I get it. Sometimes, I get it. Because sometimes I'm like I said, I don't give myself. I come from a very dark place, so I feel like I still don't give myself that credibility. But as far as like like all these people that apparently I'm inspiring, like how am I, like how, like like I'm putting myself out there. Like a lot of the shit that I put out there is basically to remind myself. And it seems like it's impacting a lot of people. Because trust me, I get tons of messages. Like
I was going to ask you that, like people, like that's the thing is like I said, the uniqueness to each person. You can certainly start a brand, but your uniqueness is very unique in the sense that I think the most powerful type of brand or somebody who builds community is somebody who's actually been through this stuff, right? Like you've been through it. There's no BSing around it. There's no, like, you've been through it, you talk about it, and it's real. And you always say that on your lives. You're like, I'm keeping it real. Like you say that.
Hey, my mission statement on my Instagram is showing love to the world, keeping it 100.
Oh. Say it again. That was too good to say. Say it again.
Showing love to the world, keeping it 100, God's plan.
God's plan. 100%, man. That is just crazy. Man, it's exciting to see what you do. It's exciting to see you on your channel. It's crazy, and I'm just praying for you and everything that you do, because as you share, it heals you, number one, so we care about you, but number two, your community gets healed by it, and everybody that you talk to, and every time I would encourage you, and I'm nobody, but I would encourage you to continue to preach on, especially the mental health stuff and anything that goes on with you, because it only helps people. And I when I bring people on my show, a lot of times I'll say, like, I don't want, like, when I bring them to the studio, I'm like, I don't want the fakeness. I don't want the everything's great, everything's, cherry on top. I want the truth, like, because the cherry on top doesn't help anybody. But the truth, the realities, the stories, the heartaches, the traumas, and then the getting over the hump part, that's the part that's going to help a lot of people, especially as we get older. And it's amazing.
Oh no, trust me, bro. Like, because like I said, even, like once I got kicked out to the LA, like, podcast. So like the people gave me voices, and like I said, I've been very transparent, and I'm understanding that I now have a platform, and not only do I owe it to myself, but I owe it to all my familia, to make sure that I utilize my platform wisely. And I try. I'm not gonna lie. I stay away. I stay away from certain things, because I just don't want. I don't want. I've. It's taken me this long to build this community of like love and support. It only takes one bad apple to destroy it.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so protective of my familia and who I let in and things like that.
It's like what they say, like, with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Oh no, yeah. And the other day, when one of my boys asked me, he's like, because nobody had asked me before. He's like, oh, so how is all the responsibility? And I don't know, man. It triggered something like responsibility.
You weren't thinking about it first.
After that, it's like I started analyzing everything. And I'm like, and then I started posting like, what was it? Yeah, everybody wants my position until they find out what it takes to uphold my position.
Yeah, that happens a lot in different situations. It happens in the foodie game. It happens in the social media game.
It happens in every industry, dog. Every industry, it's a doggy dog world. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, I mean, it happens with business owners. When people, when people go to church, they're like, I want to be the pastor because he's on the front. Well, that you don't know what it's like to be the pastor, because he's got a big target on his back, right? Everybody's the devil's after that guy right away, because he's leading the congregation. So, yeah, man, it's freaking awesome. It's killer to see what you do. I guarantee you, TV within the next, I'm calling it within the next less than 2 years.
No,
I'm calling it.
Yeah, and it's funny because the producer was saying like, yeah, once we see something, we'll create a pilot, and we'll throw it in on the IMDb database and so and so. And then sometimes it takes shit. I just booked a show that took 15 years. I was like, yeah, damn. But I don't know. I have a feeling, like you said, like I don't think it will take that long.
No. It won't take that long.
I'm actually gonna start giving the people what they want. You're gonna start seeing more of a show style promo video
quality, like the quality, yeah. Like even so because your stuff, and you do it all yourself.
Yeah, me and my wife. Yeah. So my wife is my videographer, and then I take care of the rest, all the editing, all that stuff, music. But no, yeah, right here, right now, like I said, I came back today, so I was already like, kind of planning how to take over the world once again, and
that's awesome.
So yeah, I was kind of like, okay, this, maybe we need to do this, promote, blah blah blah. Like I said, you need to make yourself. Like you gotta make people believe. So, I'm still in that position, but pretty soon, once people see it, like I said, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna jump on board.
I think so too, 100%. that what you just said and everything we said in the last hour was why I had you on the show, because the encouragement that you offer, I mean, I got, I'm just starting out. I have a podcast. I have maybe 400 followers on Instagram, but it's like, yeah, you have to video, you have to film, you have to edit. So you need the encouragement, and especially from guys like you that have gone through it and stuff like that. And so it's cool to see like, guys like yourself, like I mentioned, Life with Earns, all those people kind of encouraging the other guys that are coming up into the game, because it's like you said, it's a dog eat dog world out there. You don't know what you're getting into. You don't know what you're asking for, like you said before. And once you're in it, it's crazy, man.
No, like I said, and it's every industry, like I said, I've been in the game for the past 7 years. I've been through it all, like, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's why I tell you, there's going to be, people that you come across that, are basically going to just try to benefit off of you, and just
Dang.
you'll know, you'll
You'll
know.
see it.
So like I said, when it came to that, I just started listening more to my intuition, and I shit you not, like, it hasn't felt me much, but always move with a huge heart. Like, that's one thing, like, when people know me, yeah, like I might, come off like very cutthroat, but when people know me, they know that I have, where it comes from. Like, I have a huge heart, and and my like I said, my I was placed in this earth to show love to the world, like, and what I get in return is the energy, like I've told people, like, I might not be the richest man, I might not even have, money in my pocket, but I feel like the richest man in the world, if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need anything.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you listen to, I listen to like a lot of like guys like Gary Vee and stuff like that, and wealthy men. Even when they get to that point, they're like, well, I would give it all up just to make sure that my kids were healthy or my wife was healthy, and to make sure everybody's safe. That's, you end up realizing how, like, your family and other little things that you didn't maybe pay attention to are worth more than some of the like cars or like this airplanes. Maybe you want a big, giant mansion. There's things that are more, they're more wealthy inside your soul as opposed to the wealth that's out here. Is what
Yeah, like that, like, before, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't this person. I used to be selfish. I think it was because, I only had so much. But then, like, once I got this second chance, it's like, the more that I give, me not knowing that I'm giving, because I don't know what I'm doing, but, to just get all this love from the people, where, people post up like, oh my God, like, my small business dream came to life today. I got a visit by the famous Hood Foodie, and it's like,
yeah,
how big are we? Like, what? Like
that's got to feel great though,
but it feels amazing, and that's why, like I said, can't stop, won't stop, familiar for life. It feels right, and we're not gonna stop until the wheels fall off, man. And I just feel like this journey is getting started. It's getting me prepared. I feel like, I honestly feel like we're gonna be the first Latino, what is it, food personality.
Damn, that'll be sick, dude.
Because my respects to Aaron Sanchez. So he came in as a chef. I'm talking about a Latino TV food personality.
Yeah,
I'm talking
yeah.
about like Adam Richman, Guy Fieri, Zimmerman, Bourdain.
Yeah, Dame's out there, bro. Dame's killing it, man. I love Dame. He's freaking fun. He's hilarious, and he's all over the Food Network, and Netflix and everything. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's awesome, bro. Anything you want to promote before we get you back to your family?
I mean, like I said, just recently, I applied to be an S corporation, so I am a small business. I do deal with the with the mom and pop shop community, so I try to help out as much. So if you want to book me, or you can bug me for a bunch of stuff. You can bug me for promo video, special appearances. Shit, if you want me to come out and sing at your quinceañera, whatever I can, I'm capable. I'm doing it. But you know, for other, if you're a small business that is struggling, you could also reach out to me, because one thing that I will not stop doing is the fundamentals of the Hood Foodie, and that's giving back to the community. So, you know, if there's a small business out there that need, hit me up, and I'll definitely, you know, try to help you guys out as much as I can.
There you go, small business. If you heard that, give a shout out to the Hood Foodie on Instagram and the hoodfoodie.com on Instagram as well. He'll do some promo videos for you. He'll do special events for you. He might MC your quinceañera. He might serenade your divorciado. He might do anything that you need done. The hoodfoodie.com. Brother, thank you so much for spending the time with me. I know you got a crazy busy schedule. I think I caught you just before you go on to the Oprah show or something like that. But do me a favor, one last thing.
I got you.
Take us out with that famous saying.
All right, guys. Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much. Like I said, you know, this means the world to me. You know, when the familia puts me out there and gives me a voice, and you know, we're out here trying to change, you know, the foodie world one bite at a time. So make sure you guys come out, support, and tell them that the Hood Foodie sent you.
It doesn't get any better than that, guys. Thank you for listening to the RaysFlavs podcast. And don't forget to hit the support button there and support us for less than $1 a month. You can support the RaysFlavs podcast. Thank you for listening. Have a great one.